Britain South from local of Heathrow. Hi, everyone.
Hi, Angel. So yes, we're joined with my two lovely sisters today to bring to you some topics of discussion, which will be revealed a little bit later on. But at least you get to see our lovely faces, and hopefully you'll stay with us throughout the show.
That's right. I mean, hello to you guys, Kim and Jam. Hello. I have not seen you in so long.
I
All
know
done a show and together in so long.
it's like a little reunion. How are you feeling, by the way?
I'm very hot right now. You might see my hair, blowing because I've got a fan directly
Uh-huh.
facing me. I think that's all of us right now. Kim's got her hair up because she said no way today.
Not today. Not the blowout curls. It's updo today.
Don't worry, you look fabulous today.
Thank you. As so are all of you, Angel and Jam.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it's super hot. I mean, I think our temperatures here in the UK are as hot as Las Vegas at the moment, if I'm not mistaken, a little bit earlier on in the morning, like Spain. It's hot. It's so hot, but you know what? The fans are saving our lives.
Yes, they're saving our lives. Make sure that you keep your cold drinks, ice cold drinks right next to you. I don't have mine yet. I'll get it later. But before that, I want to get into our topic because it's quite a nice one. It's quite timely because we're like halfway through the year. But before we start off, I just want to preface this that we are not experts ourselves, all right? We are just using our own personal experiences. We are going by our mistakes and what we've learned from our mistakes. We are going by what we've experienced personally as well. So having said that, like I said, we are now halfway through the year, and we thought, well, you know what better way to start the second half of the year is to get into a habit of budgeting now. So let's talk about ways to save more, maybe finding that balance between enjoying your hard-earned salary and budgeting to buy things, or maybe you've set yourself a financial goal or you want to achieve that financial freedom. You might be thinking, well, what is budgeting? Well, budgeting is telling your money, you specifically telling your money where to go instead of wondering, oh, where did it go? Where did it go out of a hole from my pocket? So I'll repeat it again. It's a budget telling yourself. A budget is telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it went.
That's right. And today's topic, like Angel said, so timely and something that we can all benefit from, even ourselves as hosts. But if you want to tune in and keep listening to us, how can we do that, Kim?
So just watch us live on YouTube and don't forget to keep commenting throughout the show. We will be reading them.
Lovely. So yes, as Angel said, budgeting is a process of creating a plan to spend your money, whether that be a holiday, whether that be your birthday, gifts, whatever it may be. Creating this spending plan allows you to determine in advance whether you'll have enough money to do things you need to do or would like to do. So budgeting is simply balancing your expenses with your income. Now, if they don't balance and you try to spend more than you make, you may have a problem there. However, many people don't even realize that they spend more than they earn and then slowly sinking themselves deeper into debt every year. So we thought we would like to share with you some tips and even personal experiences on how to budget so we can help one another out. Like, we've said we're not experts in saving, but perhaps hearing various ways of saving from us might inspire you to find the best method that works for yourself.
So it's the heat, sorry. Here are just some of the tips you have come across from speaking to brethren. So be aware of your expenditures. Noted. Note number 1, I'll be doing that. Consider savings as a regular expense. That's actually true. Set financial goals. Budget extra for food, way extra if you're a foodie, and build an emergency fund. And also set up a saving account. So, Angel or Jam, which of those have you already been applying?
I would say um budget extra for food.
Agree. Relate.
Food, food's always an investment. It makes you happy. It fills your stomach. It puts you in a better mood. But I do agree. I think a budget for food's always a necessity.
But definitely being aware of your expenditures.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first step. I believe, being aware of your spending habits, being aware of how much salary you get, because you may be spending more than what you earn.
Right. And I think with that, it's being aware and knowing where your money goes. So even though we joke about having a budget for food, it's always good to set yourself some amount of money to spend during a month so that you're not overspending, because that's when you find yourself in trouble. Now, I think an emergency fund, I know I've spoken with Kim about this. I think you have a lot more to say.
It's still an emergency. it's not, it's not building it. It's still an emergency. But definitely it's something that I wish I knew as a kid, because not gonna lie, my parents said they wish they've taught me how to you know how to know the value of money at a young age. So I guess for those of the young ones that are listening, I guess this would be a good topic for you to kind of listen to. I know it's not something you take seriously yet, because I know for sure when I was young, I didn't take it seriously. But definitely I am starting with being aware of my expenditure. But yeah, we start from listening to different tips on how to budget, and this is where we start for those of us who are not well inclined with budgeting.
Right. And I know you touched on age there. I'm just going to prompt it. Angel, Kim, and I were very young, just so that you all know. But yeah, no, with that, at what age did you start budgeting? Angel?
I would say I properly budgeted a few years after being comfortable in my job now, in my career, because previously in my when I was working in retail, it would be I couldn't predict how much money was coming in, because I would do different shifts and it would be different a different amount that would come in every month, so it was difficult really to budget. But now that I'm getting hang of my monthly salary, and it's pretty much the same, I feel like I'm a lot more comfortable now in budgeting monthly, because I know there's some set expenses. I've got some of my bills, my financial obligations I know I have to set aside for. So I know all those things will fit in my salary now, and then afterwards, I'll set aside for, I don't know, financial goals or saving up for the future. But I didn't really, like I said, I didn't really start budgeting until maybe almost like pre-pandemic. Almost pandemic was like quite bad too, because we were stuck at home and
Right.
all we had was ordering online and getting stuff delivered, so it was quite bad then. But I would say pre-pandemic is when I started looking into actually budgeting, really.
So from what I'm gathering, that's when life kind of prompted you to start budgeting then. Would that be correct?
Yeah, definitely. And then at the time too, my then boyfriend, husband now, we had already been together for quite a long time, and so I didn't know like when we would settle. So I thought, oh, maybe if if that happens in the future, then at least I'll have some cash to cover a wedding. So that's kind of what prompted me as well.
Okay, that's pretty good though. So you started saving even before knowing that you were going to get married.
Yeah, I think so.
love
That's what
that.
I tell my sisters too. I tell them, look, if this is the guy that you want, and you do want to end up getting married later, then it's better to have like your cash with you, because then it's a lot easier to start a new life. with.
No, of course. Now, Kim, does saving come easy for you, or do you have to be quite strict with yourself? Because for me, I need to be strict with myself because I'm a bit carefree, a bit too carefree sometimes. So, how about you? How about you?
I think I'm a I'm a mix of both. I'm a mix of both. Example, way back when I was preparing to move across the border, which is well across the sea, which is just Liverpool. I set aside money just so I could start off when I was moving out. So I had to be quite strict with the things that I spend with. But if I have nothing in mind to set aside for, I'm kind of like, okay, I'll just save like let's say £5 here and there, but not strictly like monthly that I would set aside. But if I have a goal, I definitely would like have a set amount that I would prop in that I wouldn't touch. So a mix of both, I would
Oh,
say.
that's good. I think it's always good to find your balance because budgeting is something that can be quite difficult depending on your financial circumstance. So at least if you find your balance where you can set any amount aside for whatever goals that you may have, that always that already gives you some kind of start whenever it comes to budgeting. But yeah, I mean, for me, I need to be quite strict with myself, but I think that's just um, more so lack of discipline on my end. But there are things that on a monthly basis I would set aside for, but that's because that's more so financial obligations, like Angel said, and things that we would like to prioritize. So I mean, as members of the Church of Christ, one of the things that we prioritize is, our setting aside. And I'm sure many of your viewers will be able to understand that. But yeah, I mean, strict with yourself, not so strict. You got to find what's best for you.
Yeah, it's a good balance, isn't it? I mean, do you guys have any specific goals, financial goals? Do you have anything that you may be saving up for in the future? Hint, hint.
And for me, I'm saving for something. I won't announce it here, but one of our personal goals. But hopefully, that's coming into play step by step. Again, it's one of those, you have to find your balance. You have to see what you can do, be realistic. But yeah, it's an interesting journey, I'd say, budgeting for a specific goal, a meaningful one. How about Kim?
Well, I for one is saving up for future future travels because now that I am finishing with my studies, I could focus more on working, and now I could actually, have set amount of hours every week, so I know what I'm earning every week, and every month I would have, a set amount of money because when you're juggling uni and work, it's kind of hard to get hours for work because I work in my career is on the healthcare side. So currently I'm doing like bank shifts, meaning, I book days in hospitals so I could work whenever I'm free from uni. And, with that coming to a close, I could book more work shifts so I could earn more, so I could save up more for traveling and just to treat myself and my family. So basically that's my goal for now, just to relax and treat myself after that 3 years of grueling work and studies.
I think you hit a topic there, because budgeting doesn't have to be hard work. You can also enjoy the hard-earned money. It's what we said, right? It's finding that happy medium, happy balance between the two. So it doesn't have to be such, laborious hard work trying to budget. I can only spend £5 on one coffee a day. And that's a lot, 5 times a week if you're going to work or to school and work at the same time. That's a lot of money. But I do want to share that I did hit a specific goal. My husband and I managed to buy a car in cash. And so now we were budgeting, or we've been saving up for months and months and months. And then, we were able to luckily buy a car in cash. And now we don't need to worry about any monthly payments. We only worry about the maintenance of the car and filling it up with gas. Car insurance, things like that. So we're very thankful that we were in that journey together, saving up for it, and really being prepared for anything else in the future. And yeah, I guess that's it. I feel like I know Kim and and Jam. But any of you ladies are impulse buyers,
I think
or do you think about it first?
so. So we had a discussion before the show began. Now I can hold up my hand and say I am an impulse buyer, but not as bad as I used to be. So I've heard, I mean, good guidance in a sense that if you do want something more luxurious and a bit more pricey, to think about it for a month. So we came to a conclusion earlier on in our discussion. If it goes on sale, it might be for you, and if it doesn't exist, you move on to the next thing. So at least with that, you're a bit more aware of where your money goes to and when it goes to, because that's another thing you have to think about. You know, your daily expenses, what you need to set aside for, what you need on a day-to-day basis, and if you're spending money unnecessarily on something big at a time that you don't need to, you know, you may be in a worse off position than just waiting a little bit longer. But that's my personal experience. Kim?
Um, I am. I segregate my thoughts with I need and I want. So if it's something I need, a bit pricey, then I would have to buy it. But if it's something I want, be it on the cheap end or the expensive end, I would give myself weeks or so. And yeah, like you said, a month or more than that, a year. If it's something really big that I have to save up for. Because let's say it's something expensive and I start setting aside that money, like, thinking that I'd buy it at the end of the year, but then, realizing that I actually don't really want it really. So now I would have that money for something else that I would be needing. So I guess a bit of both again.
I
It
think
depends.
having to need and having to want, or those two separate categorical headings, that's another way of budgeting, I think, because I think whenever you see something and you like it, it's instantly a want, but then later down the line, if you really think about it, sometimes you do actually need it. So how do you determine that? Do you have a way of, you know, putting things in different categories, Angel
I
Kim?
would, I would, for me, I'd say if it's something I could live without,
Mm-hmm.
I think of
Okay.
that way. If something I could live without, then that's a want. If it's something is it correct? If it's something I can't live without, that's a need. All right. You know what? Find your balance. Find it. Find what makes sense to you. I guess that's with budgeting. How about you, Angel? What's yours?
Well, this is how I try to track my daily or monthly budgeting, or at least try to track where my money goes. Is I try to move. I have different debit cards which I move where my money is, so that it's more of a thinking like out of sight, out of mind. So if I know that I may have, if I've done all my budgeting for the month and all my money have been moved to different bank accounts and debit cards, then I know that I only have this amount of money left to spend. What do you call them? Like leisurely, I guess. Um, uh, it helps me get into the knowledge of, okay, I only have 500 for this month of spending money. I can't really be carefree with it. I also try to have a different card for a specific budget header topic. So I have a card just to use for commuting for when I go to work. So in London, there's a lot of contactless. You can use a contactless card. So you can get on the train or on the tube or the train or the bus just by tapping your debit card. And that really helps me out, because I know that there's only one card I use for commuting. And then maybe I have another card for grocery shopping or anything else after that. So I feel like, just putting away your money so that you don't see it makes you think that you've already spent it, really.
No, that's
So
true.
how do you effectively track that then with the amount of different cards that you have? Because that's actually a good advice, having different cards for different expenditures. So how do you effectively track your daily and monthly expenses with them?
I just use a spreadsheet, really. I feel old school. Also, I use spreadsheets, for work every day. So it's just kind of my way of thinking now. So spreadsheets helps me track it. I know there are some smartphone apps that are available to us. So I know people use apps as well to consolidate or kind of link some of their different cards into one app, and that will show you all the totals that you have in your card, and that helps you put everything in one place.
Yeah, and I think one of the things we did speak about previously is banking apps. Banking apps usually show everything that you have. I mean, personally, I love a good spreadsheet. I think seeing everything in front of you is such an effective way to just see what you have and what you've already spent so that, you can plan ahead. Another thing I like to do is just knowing my limit for each month. So, for example, with travel, because I travel for work, I have X amount of money set aside every single month that automatically comes out via standing order. So you don't even have to transfer it; it just comes out automatically. So that's another thing that I
You know
probably.
what? One thing about the banking apps that I like though is you sometimes I'll get a notification from one particular banking app which says you spent less this month, and it's
Yeah,
nice.
it's like whenever we say, are you a type of person that spends as soon as you see something? Now that's something that falls under I believe self gratification.
hmm
But whenever you get that notification, it's a different kind of gratification. It's like pat on the back
Definitely,
kind of
definitely,
feeling.
because I mean, it tells you that your budgeting is working, and the banks notice that you've spent less, and so you want to get that every month.
That's right. But yeah, I mean, is there any kind of advice? I'll start with Kim because she's still a student, right? She's still finishing up. So as a student, it's quite hard to manage. I believe. I mean, whenever I was a student, I found it quite difficult. But is there any advice that you can give to any upcoming university students on how to budget their money when it comes to being a student in university? Out every day.
Um, what worked for me, it might not work for everyone. And as I say again, as a disclaimer, we're not experts. Not an expert. Highlight that. What worked for me is that at first I really kind of stressed myself out to have like a definite amount to set aside every month. But then with the work style that I have, I can't have that, that definite amount of money every month. So what I do now is that because I get paid weekly, that's with my work. So it depends on how frequent you get paid. You set aside a small amount that that won't really hurt you so much. So £5, as little as £5 or £1. So start with something small, but as long as it's constant every month, and then you build that good kind of mindset towards saving rather, so you start liking to save rather than hating it. So find, like, I guess, find your balance, find what works for you. So what worked for me is save a little every time I get an amount every week, because I can't do the big bulk up, like some people get paid at the 28th of every month, so they could do the chunk of 10% for my savings, um 10%, 20% for food and stuff like that, for groceries. So yeah, for someone who's a working student, whatever works for you. So if you want to do it with small chunks, that's good, and if you want to do it by big chunks, that works too. How
Yeah.
about you?
No, I'm kind of the same. Like I previously said, I have an allocated budget per each thing, for every month. So utilities, bills, transport, food, whatever it may be. One thing I did pick up on, though, in the chat, and a big shout out to our producer for today's show, Ati Grace. She said that she saves up for handbags. Now, I'd be so appreciative if she could tell us how she saves. So at least then, she can give us some tips on that, how to work towards a goal. Even Angel, she's worked towards a car with her significant other. So drop your tips and tricks in the comment section, and we'll come to them a little bit later.
So, anything else, Angel, to advise this before?
Yeah, of course. I would advise, especially if you like pampering yourself, treating yourself. I would advise maybe you learn how to maybe do your nails, or something, as simple as that, because I used to love getting my nails done. I still do. I love getting eyelash extensions done. I just love the convenience of waking up and you kind of look put together. So during COVID, during lockdown, that's one thing I learned, was to do my own nails. I actually did them.
Lovely.
Love
Thanks. I learned how to do my nails so that I don't have to go get them done and spend like 50-60 pounds at a time. The eyelash bit is a work in progress because it's very hard. So now I just put the strip lashes on, but occasionally if there's a special occasion coming up, it could be a special friend's birthday, it could be something else, then I will splurge. I will budget for it. I'll make sure it's in the budget, rather than on a whim go and book myself an appointment to get my eyelashes done, so that I know that I did account for it. So that's one of my advice, is to try and learn how to, especially if you like getting these things done, is to try and learn them for yourself, because one, it's kind of therapeutic to do yourself, not gonna lie, and then two, you can save that funds for yourself, or like what our producer said, you can also delete Uber Eats, the delivery app. You can also delete the food delivery apps if you are always tempted by it. You can even delete all the online shopping apps that you have. I have a few in my phone, but we won't talk about that right now.
We're no work in progress.
We are. Didn't we say we are not experts, but we are learning from our experience?
That's it. And hopefully,
I like on trying.
Yeah, I mean, trying is the hardest step. I think that's always the first step is the hardest step, and we're working towards that first step. So after, the ball will just keep rolling.
So also, for all of those watchers and listeners, share to us your tips and tricks as well, so we learn from each other. So budgeting is one method of preparing us for what is to come. We should always be sensible and thankful for what we have, and we should never forget to return all the honor unto our Almighty God for the bountiful blessings He give us. So we're gonna go for a little station break, and we shall see you soon.
This is INCRadio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ, or Iglesia ni Cristo.
You know the thoughts that no one show me the answers. So though I may be hurt, I am never broken, because I know you are listening. You are always there. You calm my soul when I'm cold and frightened. You guard my heart when I need to be strong. You warn me when I stray from your path. You bring me back to you, where I belong. Dear God, when I pray, it is for you that I wait. For I cannot make it through this world on my own. I know in your light I will find the happiness to see. So though I may be hurt, I am never broken, because you will be with me. I am not alone, Father. May I always be your righteous servant. May I be the child who always makes you please. I know if I follow, all this pain will fade away. I never blessings I have found. Dear God, when I pray, it is for you that I wait. When all my confusion is too much to bear, I know in your time you'll show me the answers. So don't be hurt, I am never broken, because I know you will listen. So
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to INCRadio United Kingdom. That was the INC original music called You Are Always True, sung at the INC EU50 concert. Now we have the CFO in action. So these are different activities that happened all throughout the districts of Britain North and Britain South. So the first being Britain North, North Shields, CWS Sunday Making Workshop. So if you're not familiar with what CWS is, it's Children's Worship Service. So here on the screen, you can see the brethren from the local congregation of North Shields, all lining up to get their sundae of different flavors. Shout out to the Kadiwa and the Binhi who facilitated this activity. You can see the children smiling, having their ice cream in the heat of the sun, given that the UK is sweltering hot at the moment. So I feel like this is the perfect activity for everyone to have. So we can see them smiling, waving. I can see Brother Joshua Hebo and Sister Cheryl as well. Shout out to you guys there in North Shields. Next, we also have Britain North, Flintshire, the Kadiwa Strawberry Tanghulu Workshop. So Flintshire is our mother locale, so shout out to them and everyone within that local congregation. We can see the brethren making hard candy from fruits. So this is what I would say a balanced meal. You have a little bit of a healthy side, but also you have a little bit of a sweet side. So you get the best of both worlds. So we have the brethren there. We have, I believe I saw Sister Angela Pena. There she is, making her tanghulu, as well as everyone. They united together in such a sweet activity. And hopefully we'll be able to probably do one, sisters. What do you think?
Yes, I love tanghulu, especially strawberry ones.
And you know what? We can have that with a little sundae. What do you think?
Perfect. They go so
Sounds
well
good.
together.
So there you go. There you have it. We have North Shields and Flintshire. Now, going to Britain South, I believe you guys have had some fun activities done there as well.
We did, yes. Here in Britain South, we did. But I just would like to say, all your food activities up there in Britain North, let me visit, please, so I can
Come.
join too. All right, so here we have in Britain South, the Southwest Cluster having their bowling. So the Southwest Cluster are made up of brethren from Plymouth, Exeter, Taunton, Cornwall, and Torquay. They recently got together and had fun bowling. Activities like this create such a space where the brethren can bond, share their laughs, and support each other. Now, I wonder who got the highest scores that night. Maybe our brethren who are watching from the Southwest Cluster can comment. The bowling night was a happy reminder of how these get-togethers help strengthen the bond of the brethren and foster a strong brotherhood. All right. I believe Brother Markfeld also visited that activity. I wonder if Brother Markfeld had a strike. Would you have gotten a strike too, Jam, if you had, played bowling?
Not with my nails, unfortunately.
You
But
know
you know
what?
A
I had
broken
one
dream.
strike in my lifetime. That's fine by me.
I love bowling. I feel like bowling's such a nice activity to get all the family together, the brethren together, and it makes for a good time. People get a little bit competitive, but obviously always bounded by, the love of the brotherhood all the
That's
time.
right. That's right. And our next CFO in action, we go all the way down, all the way to the other side, which is in Eastbourne, where they had a blood pressure and sugar check. Goodness me, a health check initiative in Eastbourne. So the local congregation of Eastbourne recently organized a health checkup event focusing on blood pressure and sugar levels. This was created to benefit by the brethren in promoting their health awareness and prevention. And by understanding, their current health status, they can take proactive steps towards maintaining their well-being. This is to help also in our spiritual growth, so that we are fit and healthy to perform our duties. So this event was well received, with many appreciating the opportunity to prioritize their health within the supportive environment of their congregation, which I believe is led by Brother, I'm testing you, Brother Alex. Hello, Brother Alex. And then our earlier CFO in action, which was the Southwest Cluster, was led by Brother Jordan. All right.
I love that. You know what? It's summer now. I think we've had some nice activities happening both in the north and the south, from food, and then working it all out from the bowling, and then making sure that you're still healthy with a blood check. I think it's just a good combination right there. Sister
It's a
Kim,
good balance.
it is a good balance. That's what it is. And that's, I think, the main takeaway of our topic today is finding a healthy balance. Now, Kim, what was your favorite activity from the activities shown today?
I think definitely it was the Britain North food activities with the ice cream and the tanghulu. Definitely ice cream and fruits Sunday. Good.
It's a
Something
good
to look
combination,
forward to.
isn't it?
This definitely. Like I think all of this activities really, since the sun is out and everyone's melting, all of this fun activities kind of encourage not only, young ones but also adult to be active and just be socially enjoying everyone's company, especially, I guess this is just still aftercare after having the lockdowns that we had. So now that we have the good weather and we're all out, enjoy the weather and being able to be with your loved ones and your close friends and families. Isn't it, Jam?
That's it. And with the kids finishing school up soon, your local congregations, Christian family organizations will have a lot of activities for everyone. So make sure to approach your local congregations, Christian family organizations leaders. They'll be able to update you in the upcoming activities in your own respective local congregations so that we can all take part in these fun activities and have a little bit of fun. And accompanied by food, right, Angel?
Food and bowling. and blood checkup too.
That's it. That's it. So it's always a good thing. That's what, the Church of Christ always strives to do, is to have that balance, to make sure that everyone's having fun, but equally ensuring that everyone's healthy so that we can always use our life and strength for serving God. Now, in terms of our shout outs, do you guys want to have a little look at who's joined in with us today? I know we've got Angel's mum here. She said, congratulations to Josh and Angel. She's commented that. We've got Sister Lani King from Battersea, Brother Tristan de Mesa from Guildford. We also have Brother Harley Alcantara joining us today alongside Brother Glenn Shing. How about you guys in terms of your comment box? Who have you seen join us today?
Before moving on for more shout outs, I think we're just gonna do a quick station break just for a little refresher, and then we'll come back again and read all of your tips and tricks and all of your live comments.
This is INC Radio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.
Being model students, helping the elderly when in need, obeying our parents, doing house chores,
and sharing the true faith are just some of the qualities that young members of the Church of Christ possess.
As members of the Church of Christ, it is fundamental for the youth to always live according to the true Christian values.
What makes a family strong? It's trust. Trusting that the family members will listen.
Hey, how's your day?
Pretty exhausting.
Come, let's eat. You can tell me all about it.
Honesty opens the door to understanding and closeness.
Is everything okay?
No, we're supposed to do a group presentation, but the other won't even help me.
Sometimes you need a lot of courage to say what you think or feel, but it's worth it. Try it.
When your children are honest about something sensitive, tell them how much you appreciate their honesty. Why do we keep reminding our children? Because we love them and we want them to grow up trusting our Almighty God.
Hello and welcome. You're back to INCRadio United Kingdom, and we're back for more shout-outs and to recognize everyone that's kindly stayed with us for this whole hour. So we have a few more. Sister Cheche from all the way from Guildford. I know that's one of Angel's best the best friends. And Auntie Angel's mom again. Greetings from local of Heathrow district of Britain South. How about you guys? Have you seen anyone on the chat?
I've seen Kuya Neil, and I've seen also Ati CJ. And thank you for watching us, Kuya and Ate. I know Tristan had a question earlier in the live chat asking if we know any software, or is it something for budgeting? Have you seen that, Jam?
Not so much a software, but spreadsheets. Any spreadsheet, whether it's written or online, I think a good spreadsheet will outline or show you everything you have.
It doesn't have to be, you don't have to make it difficult with softwares. You can write it down. I've seen people have a book where they can just write down their ins and outs and just calculate it manually.
That's right. That's right. Yes, so we have again Brother Harley Alcantara. He's kindly tuned in with us, and Brother Glenn Ching as well. He said, "Happy anniversary to all." Angel, did you have any there on your end?
Yes, we do. We've got one from Bien Tomibai. Greetings from local of Romford and South and GWS Britain South.
Lovely. We also have Sister Grimery Liza Santos. Hi, sister. Nice. I know she's in Korea at the moment, if I'm not mistaken. So, I mean, it's probably midnight over there, but she's watching us. So, thank you so much for tuning in. We also have our lovely sister Cheryl. We can't forget about her. Our lovely, beautiful producer, and Sister Grace. She's here with us.
Yes,
She loves her handbags.
We have one from Kiana Tumbaga. Hello po, happy viewing from District of Western Europe. Hashtag Bastille, hashtag WEU, which is Western Europe. Hello everyone.
How about Kim? Did you find any more on your end?
We have Michael Bautista. Shout out to our resident minister, Brother Seth Hebrew, and family, to our resident ministerial worker, Brother Edward Dagal, and family, and to all officers in Heathrow, hashtag Heathrow. Also Ruth, or have I read that again? We also have Brother Mark Felserano. Greetings from Stratford. Happy viewing, everyone. Hannah Jean, Honey Jean, Mama Ril, happy anniversary to my husband, Glenn Mamaril, and so to our organist, Jovi and Kenneth Tuazon. Happy anniversary, guys. Also, happy birthday to Sister Selif, Charmaine Joy, and Brother Dom. Hashtag Exeter, hashtag SW. How about Angel, Jam, and more?
Yes, so we have I saw one. Brother Mark Felserano, he's kindly joined in with us too. He said, "Greetings from Stratford. Happy viewing, everyone." How about you, Angel? Just the last few.
The last few. Okay, we have one here from the wife of our resident minister, Sister Christina Hebrew. Shout out to all brethren and church officers from hashtag Heathrow. Hi everyone at Heathrow.
Lovely. Yes, so I mean, we're so thankful that everyone has kindly stayed with us all throughout our segment. We're thankful that you've shared your tips and tricks to us as well in terms of how to budget going forward. But yeah, no, all we can say is thanks, and obviously make sure you come to join us next time INC Radio United Kingdom is live. So I know, yeah, we have a few acknowledgements, don't we?
We do. Yeah, that's right. Thank you, Jam. So we would like to acknowledge, of course, our executive minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, our Christian Family Organization coordinator, Brother Angelo Manalo, and our district supervising ministers from Britain South, Brother Harley Alcantara, Britain North, Brother Romeo Anthony Pena, and Ireland, Brother Pepito Aquesta.
Yes, and all the ministers in our ecclesiastical districts of Britain North, Britain South, and Ireland, and all of the INC Radio United Kingdom crew. Keep on watching and listening to INC Radio via live audio and video streaming at iglesianicristo.net/INC Radio. Remember to take a selfie of yourself watching and send in. And we also greet our beloved brother Angelo Eranio V. Manalo, our Deputy Executive Minister. That's right. So, Sister Kim?
So you can also listen to the live audio streaming through your mobile phones by downloading the INC Radio mobile application on your mobiles or via YouTube channel. Just type and search INC Radio United Kingdom and click on any of our show dates live now. So don't forget to visit INC News and updates in Facebook, Instagram, and X regarding church events that's happening around the world. So that is all for us. Thank you so much for everyone watching us, and bye.